Hey. We back. It's the Cobra Takeover. First of the season 8 at the UEL. And today, got a little fun scrimmage for you boys.
Oh my goodness. A scrimmage?
A scrimmage. It's French.
You know, it's the appetizer before the main dish.
Exactly. It's a French appetizer, scrimmage.
Yes. It's so good. We got a group of amazing players. We got some rookies, some older faces, some of the veterans came out as well.
And the fun thing about this game in particular is the two teams are actually being led by the double-headed dragon of the Reapers. Cat and Hollywood are actually leading both these teams going head-to-head.
So maybe we see, which one got it. Hollywood, Cat, they always play each other up, but we got to see which one of them.
Who's the bigger brain?
I wasn't going to say bigger brain, but this is the bragging rights that you don't want to lose.
So who do you got?
Who do I got?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to be very honest with you. I looked to the left and saw Cutters.
I heard the rock, paper, scissors end. Cat won. He's like, I got Cutters!
But I'm going to say this. Hollywood has one of the best brains in UEL, and it would not surprise me if with the team that he has, especially with far more veteran players, I'm guessing the Kazis, some of the newer players, I think that he can leverage that veteran talent to really take a lead.
That is true, but with Cat's ability to mold and work with people and think on the fly is something you really have to consider, and not to mention having Reaper Utters, Dr. Lovejoy, and the world's loudest of the Evil Wonder Twins, Boar, on his team. I think he has a really solid base, and between Don't you talk to me like that. And like I was saying, Bohr, I think that team's going to be really strong with the 3 rookies. So the rookies will definitely – honestly, it's really smart that the rookies showed up today because it gives them an opportunity to experience everything. But especially experiencing things –
I was going to say, I'm going to let you finish. But
yeah,
we got a whole new wheel for Season 8, and I have to give a big shout-out to the commissioner. He cooked with this wheel. This wheel, if you –
the wheel design, not so much the games.
No, the games compared to last season, which was in and of itself a great wheel. This wheel, everyone has, I feel like, 2 or 3 games that they love, and everybody has a game from a category like, yeah, I play that. Yeah. Oh, strategy. Oh yeah, I love Yu-Gi-Oh.
There's only one good game on the wheel.
All right, what's your bad opinion? We're just getting started.
King of Fighters. Got him.
Still a bad opinion because you said 1.
All right. Well,
Fortnite.
Forfeit Cat.
And I'm telling you right
Purdy
now.
and Bosif and Magnus Hammer.
I want to hit you. We talked about it.
Don't play it, Cat. We're good here.
Nah, Cat. Go ahead. Let him show off.
He has Bohr. He does have Bohr. And I think Cutters plays Fortnite too, doesn't he?
Yeah. Now, something that's really big about, Fortnite as a game
Fortnite.
is compared to every other shooter, you got to have that situational awareness of
and
building.
You have to, building is really key in this game. Some of the people in the league have played Fortnite no build mode and enjoy that, but we play Fortnite the way Fortnite was intended to be played.
Yep.
Twitch, Zoomer, building.
And what I will even take another step to say to you is recently with the newest season, they've changed how the guns and that system works, how
Let me give you a heads up on that. A lot of that has actually not been enacted in the private lobbies. It should be ready by week 1. But speaking with Courtney and Bose, he's pretty much the resident Fortnite players. Mm-hmm. Besides, I believe, Stars on the Gorillas.
And Carnage with it.
We can get into the depth of the league in Fortnite.
If you are not already, come back on January 4th.
4th?
Yes, January 4th for the first game of the season. Season 8, there's a lot of new faces, a lot of old faces. People have moved around teams. And I'm telling you right now that this is going to be a different era. There we go. Era. I made an error, but a different era of the UEL.
Yep.
Bigger, better, and I think a lot of teams are going to be competing for that championship.
Yes, a lot of teams will be competing for that championship. Positivity.
You say that. I'm walking away with a chip. I ain't come here to walk away with a chip. I told Hollywood today.
You think I'm here commentating because I just want to talk? Well, I do, but I want a championship, baby. I want to be a championship caliber commentator.
Okay. So looking at it, first and foremost, there's so much stuff to talk about. Like a new season, right?
New games.
I'm gonna talk. Yeah, you remember going
players.
back to school, right? You remember going back to school.
The new Air Force Ones, the baggy jeans.
Yep. Here at the UEL, we do it a little bit different. And the way you see it is right here in our beautiful overlay put together by
what every PC player does with every video game. Full screen borderless, baby. We borderless now. Look at this. Look at this clean UI.
And so you'll very quickly be able to see the players. You got the scores, the timeouts, the free-for-alls, even that setup time.
You got team name right here. And then just underneath that, you'll have team record. And just underneath that, you got timeouts and forfeits. And then we got game time right there in the middle.
It's already 2.5 minutes, though.
2.5. Ooh, and that's another new update, boys and girls, that you need to be aware of. Setup timers have changed. You want to explain that lovely update, Mr. Strix?
So, the way the setup timers are now working this season in the league, they are currently 4 minutes when a game is set up. So, this very first game, they have 4 minutes versus the 6 minutes of last season. So, to all the teams and players, we have to be on top of our setup. But there's a new condition.
There's a twist.
If you are going from PC to console,
what's the timer?
That timer becomes 2 minutes.
Dos.
Meaning it's going to require teams, and that's a concept that I want to bring to the whole league season 8. This is a far more team-based season than I think we've seen in the past.
Yeah.
More games that require you to send in groups of people, setup that requires not just the people playing, but everybody on the team to be able to set up this game, get people in the lobby, be ready to go. It's going to show those teams that have a great ability to be like, cool, third, boom, work, boom, you work, boom, work, boom, work. And I think that's going to end up really showing the difference in the level of teams. We always know that you have teams like the Reapers that do really well, Eclipse that do really well, that work together as units, But I think the big thing that's going to maybe change how that middle of the pack looks, that we'll say 3 through 6, that playoff level team, is going to be how well they can work together as a unit across the whole.
Delegation of tasks and delegation of tasks and follow through of those tasks.
Yes.
Accountability is bigger this season, way more than previous seasons, because like you said, that setup timer, you can lose because your team does not hurry up to set up properly. You can lose because you haven't had everybody practice on setting up games. The ability to have 1 or 2 people just constantly doing it, it won't fly no more.
Yeah, you really have to be on top of this. So I'm hoping that we get to see some Fortnite. I think we actually will. I think that there's a little bit of pride on the line here for all the teams. And in a scrimmage, I'd hope that they'd be willing to, play everything out, see how it goes, even if you
get diffed by QWERTY and Bosif.
To be honest, diff is an understatement. If you saw how they were playing in Season 6, diff is an understatement. There was, compared to even some of the fighting games, the difference between the top Fortnite players and everyone else might as well have been Mount Everest.
Between QWERTY and Bosif and the rest of the league. I will give them their flowers on that.
Oh, yeah, no. Stars as well is up. Like, the people that really know Fortnite.
It's not a real bragging right now. The more I keep saying it, because I'm like, Fortnite, bro.
I'm sorry.
I just yeah, man, I'm really good at Fortnite, and you
though.
see him, and you're like, yeah, man, you're really good at Fortnite. It's like, God,
you just
are you okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, going forward with you, I know what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna hit you every time you say something like that. I'm gonna be like, so KOF, your knees okay? They feeling good?
My knees.
Yeah,
Hey, yo.
You've been playing since '98, and I know you're getting up. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You all right?
Yeah.
Joints moving all right?
Yeah.
Feeling all right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. You're old.
Yeah.
So getting back
and
to
depressed.
Fortnite is the most played game in the world. I think there's a reason. But in terms
The
of
Fortnite
shooters,
platform is the most played platform in the
so
world.
I'm gonna ask you the question, right? In Fortnite, if we're just talking about Fortnite, getting into Fortnite, which player right now in the lineup is going to take over Fortnite, and by contrast, will they also be dominant in the other new shooters we have on the wheel?
QWERTY, I think, is the better Fortnite player of playing tonight. Best. Yep, see, he's going in. But I would say shooter-wise across the board, I think he was still kind of weak in Halo, and Gears were.
That was a season or 2 ago, but yeah.
So there's an opportunity for change, but the thing is Fortnite, just like a lot of fighting games, like Mortal Kombat and other fighting games, not a lot translates. Fortnite has a whole different type of bullet drop system, has a different type of ADS system where cursor placement and extra crosshair placement is, and then movement in general. So translating a lot of that into other shooters, Valorant, I know, is another strong game at QWERTY, so I can see the confidence there. But for Gears and Halo, I'm not too sure because it's one of those situations that's the old game, and QWERTY's one of the younger players, and a lot of the younger players don't enjoy playing some of the older games.
That makes a lot of sense. And looking at, we're getting lineups in and everybody's set up, there is another change to Fortnite that we didn't touch on. It's now 3v3. We're playing trios as opposed to quads, which we did back in Season 6, which means it leverages players like Bosif and QWERTY, which we were bringing before, to more easily be able to take over a game. Less targets they have to worry about, they have to take down. I'm looking at either one of these players to just
dominate.
Yeah, build you, put you in a box.
Hey, coach him up. Get this gun. Y'all turn around behind. There's a. Hey, coach him behind. Actually, come on behind.
Check it out.
Yo, that was crazy, bro. I didn't even see him. And Cordy just lands from above to close it out.
You want to know what he's having? And they're already chirping. They're already
It's
chirping.
the best part about it. Took me a second to remember we are truly back in UEL. When you hear people talk about controllers and start
My
talking a little
controller
bit of
don't
smack.
work. The lag.
Okay. That genius looks to be working with his Bluetooth. Okay. Make sure everything's confirmed.
Yeah, he's old, man.
My Bluetooth's not
Back in the
working.
day, I don't know how.
But looks like Cordy Bosif go to the purple
And
side
Matt
for
Genius,
some.
here we go. Bosif with an impressive 41.
Oh, is Bosif the hard carry now? Look at me. I'm the captain now.
I think that would be more terrifying. Can you just imagine Cordy with his feet up and Bosif just like, I'm doing this now.
Yeah.
Like immediately building out into this tunnel. So that's one of the newer items. I think that some people that maybe have played Fortnite in a legacy way.
Yo, that's petty.
Nah, he's just keeping them in their base. He knows exactly what his job is here. I don't need to be fancy. I don't need to be different. Control this space. Let my players that have the aim, the situational awareness needed for Fortnite to really come in and steal the show. Once again, Bosif is on top of their base.
What a deep. Tell that man to go outside.
I think that even in a scrimmage, this is the troll saying it does not matter. We will def you in Fortnite. I will give them credit. So a cheeky little strategy here. Oh, a nice job pulling up. Can he manage to get a kill here? Matt does a good job playing safe. The hype is real. It is so real and so there.
That next wheel spin coming in right now.
Let's see if they can tie it and even it back up. Round 2 victory.
Ooh, Wreckfest. So
Your
another
favorite
PC
game.
Yeah, greatest game on the wheel. Best believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy you're happy.
Yeah.
It's an amazing game. So tell people about Wreckfest if they've never maybe seen the game before. You know, what is Wreckfest?
So imagine the Demolition Derby and then imagine racing. Imagine all the things you love about those two things, putting them together and getting rid of them. I'm being facetious. Just that. Imagine NASCAR, but the crashes are
Crazy.
Well, watch.
I just think I'm the guy.
Where a map is chosen, vehicles are chosen by each team, and then you either complete the race or wreck your opponents out. The league is known for bus strategies, but maybe we might see something different, which I doubt.
And I want to give some credit immediately out. We switched over to Cordy's cam right there, and immediately he won. And I saw him close the game, go on to Wreckfest. That is what I am looking for from players. It's not a moment like he knew he was like, okay, cool, I did my job, on to the next one, get another win, put us on the board, and we're just looking to close this out.
Cordy and them won, so I think we might have the point on the wrong side, but we'll get that updated. Production, we've got some new stuff going on.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
We're here to test all this equipment.
All right, so Wreckfest, you're looking up. You're going to have to play Hollywood. You're going to have to play Magna Sam, Sky Guy, and a rookie. Who you bring in for your fifth?
Sky Guy's not a real rookie.
And a rookie. That's
Oh,
Kazi.
I thought you said.
Remember Kazi 2K, the creative player, the GOAT.
I would probably bring Mad Genius in and anchor Cordy and Bosif because Hollywood already has to go in, so that's your reset. So I would just do that.
Okay. What about on the other side? I know it's a little bit harder,
So Kazi 2K easily MVP of Season 8 already. And then Reaper Utters, Catman, and Lovejoy. And then from there, I would probably bring...
Or one more. Do you bring in Board? Do you think you need to hold Board maybe as a veteran with a little bit more knowledge to for whatever comes up next? Or are you looking at maybe,
Boar's part of the wheel is weird because, like, he doesn't cover entire sections of categories. He covers individual games. And that's not a knock on him. So I would probably... Honestly, Cat and Hollywood here are probably trying to scout the rookies out, so I would probably play Boar in the next game and then let the rookies, like, sink or swim.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's what a good coach would do in this situation. This is what these scrimmages are for everybody to get comfortable with everything that's going on in the league. Let these rookies, they have an opportunity that you didn't have before to fail and have it not count. So let them fail.
That's the big thing. I think we were there a season ago. The first few games
sucked.
Getting your feet wet is a different experience. You're just like, okay,
Oh,
cool.
the game's
Wreckfest is wrong.
What? How do we? What? What's spectator? How do we invite spectator? Who's spectator?
At Wreckfest, of all games, Wreckfest is that special game that
I lost a match to your former team because of Wreckfest. I have lost Wreckfest. Excuse me, you included, have lost a lot of Wreckfest. You're a Cobra now, buddy. Lost a lot of Wreckfest last season due to not getting spectator in.
Yeah, no, it is again one of those games, and I think setup is going to be that early too. I think a lot of teams should be able to perform a lot better this season.
Speaking of performance, I see you got one of those tasty, delicious beverages too from our drink sponsor, Sly.
Yes. If you don't know, Sly is a great energy drink, but it doesn't have caffeine in it.
Yes, it is a caffeine alternative to keep you chill, focused, calmed, and relaxed for your long gaming sessions throughout the day. So check them out at your local 7-Elevens or here at the UEL. Sly. Stay charged.
I'm gonna be honest; these are so good.
Yeah.
Get the citrus version,
Yeah, citrus is.
and tell
hands
them
down
Third
the one.
Anarchist and Strict sent you.
Don't tell them I sent you. You'll get banned.
We're not gonna touch that. We're not. I just realized that the troll side here, the cat side, used a timeout already. Maybe already experiences some of those.
4-minute timer. You got to shut the game down to get right into the next one. And Wreckfest is. Drop my pen. Wreckfest is known as one of those games that takes forever to boot, start, and get everybody in.
And they got 30 seconds before the next team loses the next one. Don't you love this? This is going to be the tale that is.
Can you tell I'm crying?
Wreckfest is pretty good, though, some of the time. It's got to cooperate. The Xbox games, which are good, can have its own, how do I want to say this? Can have their own special tendencies. I want to highlight, though, in Wreckfest, how it is a little bit different than some of the other traditional races that people see. Wreckfest as a game, yes, you need to be able to drive, right? This is a racing game. It's in the racing category. But what it adds on to is when you bring in the idea of the buses, how you slide and hit people. Like the ability to position your car, not just, oh, I know how to go around a turn. Do you know how to go around a turn and clip?
Go red! Go red!
Hey, what color is it?
Red!
Red.
Go red!
Are we the gorilla? How do I change?
To the bandits.
Yes, he did.
Oh, this is actually what I'm looking forward to right now. Some Warzone footage. I better see some snake dashing. I better see some crispy snipes. I better see some sticky syntax grenades, and y'all bots better not get sent back to the lobby early, because I will roast you in front of God and your family.
I am happy. Warzone is one of those rare situations where we just get a kill race, and having that kill race ready to go. Oh, players don't have an excuse because look, the waypoints are done there. It is a kill race that also involves
Damage.
So we're gonna see if you drop a goose egg for damage.
Ooh, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
Oh my goodness! But here we go. Everybody's getting in. This is what I'm saying. We're getting in. We're getting ready. Cool fire. Yup. He's squaring up. Yo, I like you can tell that's like gotta get in the camera. Make sure you look good. Be ready to
man's
go.
like, it's my debut.
Yeah. Oh, he's about to play. So this is gonna let me see. Rex of all
I'm ready
people,
for my close-up, Mr. Dubois.
You know, Rex has taught his even his rookies Wreckfest. Wreckfest is one of those games that for the team.
Rex likes weird things, and Rex is weird, so therefore his team plays weird games.
like KOF.
They don't play KOF. And
I
KOF
believe
is not a weird game.
it is.
Stop
And
the cap.
as you can see, once again, we have layouts. In case we talked about the layouts briefly, but
Bro, this all right. I'm gonna take a moment. Like
Yup.
I'm not gonna comment on this and try and I'm not gonna do this layout speech as like, yeah, guys, check out. No, I'm doing this as a commentator. I am so happy that Titus, the production team, and everybody got together to give us these awesome layouts because now we have better information to better serve you, better serve ourselves, and I don't look clueless, confused, and scared every time a lineup doesn't come up. So this is awesome. This is dope. This is great. I am so happy for this.
so yeah, if you're wondering who's in for the game, on that far right side, you can see it's still early. Players will have their faces, everybody ready to go and see. And so you can always check really quickly, is my favorite player in? Oh, am I looking to see the past the kitty? Is he playing right now?
All
Yes, he's in the
blue
game.
buses. You guys are demons. Go outside, touch grass.
As we go, okay, I see the face locked in. All right, now here's the first real test of playing Wreckfest the first time. If you're on mouse
you
and
set
keyboard,
up your buttons?
how to shift out because it's not the normal setup.
Oh,
He's moving.
he's shifting.
Now let's see. Is he going for crashing or he racing? Oh, it looked like he racing. Somebody lost their hood already. Here
Pop
we
the top
go.
on the convertible box.
Doing
Zooming.
a great job. Both these teams probably have some pretty good communication. Again, like you said before, having veterans like Lovejoy, who's worked with Coolfire already, being on the same team, and Cat.
Coolfire's on the opposite team, my guy. Isn't he? Or is Coolfire on Cat's team?
Kazi 2K is with all of us in our hearts.
And Souls.
Yes, always and forever. So blue team here with Magnus Sam.
Yeah, so he's with Sam in Hollywood.
Okay. So
That's actually a terrifying racing team.
yes, no. You missed it there for a second. The top 5 spots were a second there were all blue. Just recently, it's now gotten to the point where
It's starting to spread out because hits starting to happen. Got to be careful with those those nose-led hits on those buses. He popped that cover and he hit that engine once. You're out the race.
it is one of the most surprising things. Like I was talking about before, it's weird to say in a game like racing where lines are important. Do you know how to make a line with the rear of your car?
Yeah, because like you said, what you said earlier, when it comes to racing, you like racing lines, but how do you set your line up to clip somebody coming out of a turn to cause them to spin out? And also at the same time, how do you maintain a line that gives you the most control and grip to your tires? So if you need to make emergency evasion coming out of a turn, you're able to do so.
Ooh, a big hit clearing somebody, but Hollywood is on the side and could be out of the leading.
Already.
Hey, keep racing. Keep racing.
I'm just fucking up what I can.
My car.
He's doing his best to hide here and there, avoid. Good job. Hollywood is still up as well, but he's no longer in first place. That is PC12. That is PC12 that is currently leading. Ooh, but another big PC12 is looking to take out
Get him.
Hollywood. Magnusam going for a big hit. Unfortunately, he led with the front of his bus, which isn't great here. But he might be able to do it. Just tap him. Just tap him. Anything. Yup. Get him. Get him.
Just keep back pedal. The second he gets contact with the wall, should total him out.
He's still lit. Ah! His teammate came in from the
Magnus
save.
Samuel. No. Lord Magnus.
But funnily enough, Magnusam, that helped him clip him into the wall. Sam was alive, managed to turn the side of his bus to not die and take out, it looked like another red racer, and is now just trying to create as many problems in the middle of the map
think that
as
might have been
possible.
the teammate that hit him. Yes.
Whoever that is does not care. They are playing Madden in Wreckfest. Truck stick all
Oh, man said, yo,
day.
lower the shoulder, follow through.
Okay, here we go. Swinging around. Mad Genius. The focus is still there. Ready to go. Going up and down. Okay. He looking right. He looks comfortable. He looks like a bus driver right now. You know the cool bus driver from back in the day when on the school bus. That was like, look.
The one that let you have snacks on the bus as long as you don't leave a mess?
Yeah, don't do anything to get me in trouble and you good. He's on the side though. A nice reset.
And that was almost a teammate he collided with too. And it looks like they are up 105 to 72. So as long as this race finishes with them still active, they win. But the problem is, I think a lot of their team has a lot of damage. So if they get wrecked out before the race is over, they lose. So you can have the point advantage, but with enough laps left, I think it is possible to win the race and get more points.
The big thing though is with all the buses in the middle on this map.
Did you see somebody just do a get down, Mr. President? Oh,
that was a really rough hit. And here we go. Sam is watching bus on PC5. That bus is all right. Whoever this is this Boar? I'm just gonna go with. Is that Boar? No, that's Boar. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just gonna be honest.
Truer words haven't been said in a while.
Oh! A big hit, but ended up taking himself out. That's another red play. I think that's all of red being out of the game.
Yep, and that's one of the rookies, too, that went for that. So I guess they were just like, hey, man, just Swanton bomb, keep it pushing.
Yes, blue team, Magnus Sam. And there you can see on the bottom of the 5v5 marker over there, Hollywood, all of them managed to go ahead and take the dub. That is
Ooh,
a
I look
win.
amazing now.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm trying to tell you, production, look, production is Goku in the middle of the episode. Like, they leveling up as we speak. No time can be given. The scrimmage, you thought that was just the beginning? No, Ultra Instinct. We getting there. So next game.
Next game.
What do you think? What are you looking for?
I am looking for crispy snipes, proper communication, and good rotations. Because when it comes to Warzone, if you can't communicate, if you can't rotate, and you can't shoot, you're useless. You're a bum. You got no thumbs. Your mama should have hit you more. I don't know. You're just bad.
Look, all I can say to you as my coach right now in this moment, if you put me in for this game, I'm expecting you to buy me a slide and drink while I play. Because
all I need you to do is follow orders, listen to instructions, and communicate.
Don't talk, completely ignore you, and do my own thing. Go.
I will fight you in a game of Street Fighter.
Okay, never again. Never again. Nope, we can't do that. We can't. We can't. The fact that we both hit the sitcom like at the same moment is
horrible. But we got just under 3 minutes left on setup for Warzone. Warzone's going to be interesting because it is two separate teams going in the public lobbies,
Jenny.
playing Resurgence. So I do believe it's 3v3's Resurgence, right? There's a
2v2s.
Oh, duos. Okay, so it's duos Resurgence. And the way it works is you have the entire length of the lobby until your team's eliminated or until the other team is eliminated and you score more points.
Yes, and this, again, for some players here in the league, and even for some of us, this is going to be the first time really getting to experience the format. That's the thing about UEL that will always push it into such a different place from the esports you might think you know.
This ain't your mama's esports, though.
Exactly. We play it different. We force people to be creative. We force people to understand and look at the game and find ways to win, not just fall back into, well, this gun is the best gun because X person says it and everybody's going to run the gun. No, be creative, find your ways to win, find your avenues, come up with a strategy, implement it, execute it.
It's Call of Duty. Murder's a strategy. Murder? Murder.
And I do have some unfortunate noise for you. I think I heard from the floor that we do have to skip Call of Duty tonight, unfortunately. And it is, but we go right into another 5v5. Pull out your cars. If you hopped out the bus, it's time to hop into another one. We're playing Forza Motorsport. 5v5 Forza Motorsport. Now, the big thing that's different about this compared to Wreckfest and why I love it.
None of you Season 5 crutch lords on the F1 car are safe anymore. All you have to pick one car each.
Yes.
No doubling down on Grand Prix Tour de France cars. Out here trying to be Mario Andretti. Nah. Better get on that hooligan stuff. That Kim Block. Rest in peace, Kim.
Do you want to back at you? Talk about France a lot. Like, I can just go grab you one and come back.
Have you had garlic cheese bread?
Baguettes are fire.
So what are we even talking about then? Also, Mario Andretti is one of the greatest racers of all time.
Is he?
Yes.
You sure?
He's like the Pele of F1.
Who's Pele? Okay, I couldn't keep it straight.
I was like, I know you. I know you're messing with me.
I couldn't keep it straight. I tried really hard to be like
People who hate soccer from like Kentucky know who Pele.
No, actually, okay. First and foremost, if you're ever gonna go for a greatest player of all time in the sport, just a side note, there's one
LeBron
player
James.
that people should always automatically go to now. Wayne Gretzky. He's one of the very few undisputed goats of his sport.
Yeah.
Think about every sport
Gretzky
might
is
have
just
like
that dude.
He's
just
everybody's
that
like, oh, he's up here, and I'm just like, yeah, no. If you want to talk about
Like greatest
a
domination.
different level of just player, definitely. But Forza Motorsport. So this is a racing game. It's a little bit more traditional, where they're going to be on a track versus
It's track-based racing, and it's going to be a team race. So the way it works is your entire team races on a track, 5v5, and your team's total time completion for the race is averaged out, and that's how you get your winners each game, if my memory is right, correct?
Correct.
Because you can have pole position lead, but if two people on your team didn't finish, there's a time penalty, and then if the whole entire other team finish with reasonable times, you can lose due to the do not finish penalty.
Yes, and when you add into the fact that you mentioned before, you have to pick different cars. it forces a lot of teams to come up with a strategy because unlike a game like Wreckfest that does give you small tuning numbers, the numbers in Forza are a lot more specific and a lot more dynamic in what they do.
Because you can go with the front wheel car that's pushing out about 800 horsepower, and then once you pick that car, nobody else on your team can pick that. So then your next best option might be a car pushing 750 horsepower at front wheel again. But then as each car is picked for your team, those power numbers drop off when it comes for what you look for your team's actual competition.
And even then, like the skill level of some cars. A great example in this game is the Rimac Nevera. It is an incredibly fast electric car.
That thing
dear
handles
Lord,
like a bathtub. I hate it.
If you do not understand how that car handles,
It doesn't. Let's keep it a stack. Because
everybody else is going around turns like this, and you're just like, I'm just going to keep driving and hope that my speed just eventually gets me to where I'm going.
Yeah, it's like, God, it's me again. This battery-powered death trap's doing 180 kilometers through this turn. Help me.
It's crazy, though. I'll talk to you about some stuff, though. That car does have its uses, and we could talk
I'm just annoyed that the way Forza is designed, you can't tune cars you don't own. And I think that would change a lot of my apprehensions about certain cars.
Yes.
Because tires, suspension. As some of you guys out there know, I am a bit of a gearhead. I'm not the best, but I do know enough about cars in order to keep myself up to date on them. And not being able to tune suspension, hardness of brakes, you are able to mess with fuel, but like brake hardness, suspension, aerodynamics, you have to own the car.
Unless you pay like $850,000. Like some of the cars, or as a team that's been practicing it. And anybody that's like the Cobras are practicing Forza. Oh, we're a team in the league. Yeah, we practice every game. Getting that many credits is still a problem.
Yeah, and like, I like Forza, but I don't want to spend the money to buy cars that I might potentially not be allowed to use in the league, because sometimes some of the rules for the games requires us to use the league accounts, and sometimes we're allowed to use our personal accounts. And when it comes to certain games where money can give somebody an unfair advantage, the league does tend to curtail a lot of those things.
Which I appreciate. It helps that create a situation where,
nah, get diffed. I got a 9 to 5.
And Magnusam and Board don't have cars, so they're good at Fall Guys and Fortnite. What's your excuse?
Yeah, there's their trade. No. I get to buy my guns and cool my cool skins and cars, and they're just diff me in Fortnite.
You're just mad that you're bad.
I'm not mad. It's
you're
just
bad. Okay,
it's just
cool.
An
You agree that you're bad? We can move on.
Weird way to curtail the conversation, but okay. Yeah, Forza, racing, tuning cars.
So
yeah.
The other thing that is important here that we haven't highlighted with some of the other games is how RPS now works. So at the start of the game, teams do RPS. Rock, paper, scissors. Not doing it. You're not catching me for a second season. Rock, paper,
Production,
scissors.
play the clip.
Don't.
Production, play the clip, please.
And so.
Play the rock, paper, scissors demo, please.
What ultimately is happening.
Do it.
Is at the beginning of it, that will determine setup. Now, the team that has setup has control of what choice they pick. In this game, you can pick the map and the track layout. Those are your two options. So you get to pick either one of those first. What that means is, hey, you want to make some left turns? Let's go ahead and head on down to the oval. Or do you want to do a full circuit? Maybe have some turns, different speeds. It allows for a lot more customization, but it also gives a home field advantage to the team setting up, which is a little bit different than last season, where some of the more talented RPSers in the league
just got a free pass throughout the entire game.
Really helped their team, yeah.
Yeah. But it's going to be interesting to see because, like you said, when it comes to track choice and then layout choice, you might see Hakone, you might see the Brickyard 500, you might see the Daytona 500, and then you might see something like the Le Mans being ran, and there's a lot of options. Like, I think Pikes Peak is on there, too, which is an uphill track.
Yes.
And we got a second timeout from the Trolls, and once again, this is one of those games to be worried about when it comes to setup time. Because it's not so much an issue of the players. It's just this game takes a lot of time to boot up and get everybody in and to get everybody selected on everything and then actually get the race started.
Yes. It's a lot. It's one of those things of like, you know what? We're gamers here, so I'm going to keep it real with y'all.
Keep it up a stack.
You get on, you hit your friend up. I'm there third.
Hey.
You trying to play Forza?
Yeah, let's go race, dog.
Cool. One of the two of us is not going to be on the game for an hour. And that's not even taking a shot at you. Just You know, when you get a group of people and you like, cool, everybody gonna be on in 5 minutes,
Cap.
and that does not mean on in the lobby in voice chat, loading up, ready to go. And the difference is they have 4 minutes to do it here. It's hard, but again, part of being an in-gamer is getting in the game.
Gotta be ultimate. Ultimate. Cue the Denzel Curry.
That's a reference.
Yes, ultimate.
I haven't heard that song.
Should listen to it. It's pretty good.
Okay, pretty good.
Makes me want to kick people in the head.
Pretty good. Speaking of which, if you are out there and looking to get some maybe ears on your music, the UEL last season had 800,000 views. Head on us up. Check us out over on Instagram. I believe they posted a reel that you can check out and send your music in and get showed here on the stream. You get a chance to have people hear you.
I'm about to
get some
record a track
exposure.
right now. I'm record a track for the UEL.
Cut his mic. Cut.
It's gonna be garbage. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna get on Fruity Loops. Spend like 10 minutes making the beat. Scoop-de scoop, scoop-de poop. Poop-de scoop-de swoop-de poop.
That track might be Kanye's magnum opus.
There's a joke in there about magnums I want to say, but let's keep it PG.
That's crazy because you basically said it. Here we go. It looks like they're leaving out QWERTY. They're leaving out QWERTY and Lovejoy on the flip side. I think if you're the Trolls team in this case, you're really hoping for a fighter to roll maybe here.
Yeah, because they have Coolfire, right? No, Coolfire's on. Yeah, Coolfire and QWERTY sitting out for the Hollywood team, and then Cat, like you said, it's Lovejoy and
Coolfire. It did do very well in the combine, actually, in the Dragon Ball trial situation. He was the fastest of completing it in 4 minutes, which is, I believe, 5 or 6 minutes. 5 or 6 minutes. I don't remember. But
if it's base coup, like get out of here.
He finished it faster, 5 to 6 minutes faster than any other person in the.
If it's base coup, it doesn't count. Y'all said that, not me. Y'all said that, not me. I'm just parroting information better fighter game players said.
But why I say that is that tells me what that gives me a limited understanding of knowing is you know the game well enough. You know the game well enough for you to be able to. How do I say this in the nicest way? To pick the correct option. Again, it comes back to strategy, how you think, and how you approach things. You need to be willing to whenever. You need to be willing and need to be able to come up with strategies to find the most successful way to succeed. We are a great place and a great safe environment that the Third Anarchist is trying to kill production, by the way, while you're here. I'm the problem though. Okay, that's great to know. But yeah, we're getting into Forza next. So let me ask you.
I do declare, sir. What is you wish to inquire about?
So I'm doing this for all the people out there that I know care about this.
You doing it for the telegrams, as the kids say these days?
Yes. You're so funny. You're so funny. Very handsome, too. So in Forza, I wanted to inquire about, cars that you might enjoy using, having fun with. Things like the Miata, very, very good quality vehicles.
I don't know why you're trying to troll me on camera like this, but we're going to stop that now.
The Miata should be allowed to be picked.
It's a legal option in the game. It is a legal option in the game.
That is confirmed. The Cobras are playing the Miata.
No, it is a legal option in the game. Is it an approved option? That's a different story.
It is approved because it is legal. There we go. If I press A fast enough, he won't see.
We'll just forfeit the game. I always choose violence.
I'm gonna look at. I'm not gonna look. I'm just a player. Everybody gonna be like, what happened?
You know who I'm talking to. Don't do it. Don't you dare do it.
If somebody in the league plays a tuned Miata and finishes in the top half, they deserve to be paid.
If everybody finished the race, not everybody get totaled out, and the Miata's the one that's playing.
No. I didn't say none of that.
I'm saying that because if everybody gets totaled out, I was like, hey guys, I couldn't keep up, so I didn't get wrecked out. I win. Like, bro, no.
Strategy.
Cap.
Strategy.
Cap.
Strategy. There's a whole children's story about being fast.
All right, looks like we're going to International Raceway for
Ooh, Magnuson. Okay, Magnuson, what are you picking?
Ooh, you wildin'. All right, looks like we got the next game being spun up. Let's see what we got coming up next. Let's see. King of Fighters.
Ooh. NBA. got you right there to the edge and said nope. Said nope. We got a 4v4 going on. Cat.
Hold on. Does Sam have an account? Because I'm looking at these cars. I think Sam might be on his personal.
I don't think so. When we went back to the lobby,
Dodge 9. The Dodge 9 is not available. No, that's on my account.
No. There's versions of the Dodge that is available that isn't. Because as you can see there, really quickly, we'll see it in a second once we Sky Guy's PC loads up. Once again, another person that I expect to be pretty good at the game.
I mean, he's all right.
I'm not letting you downplay no more. I'm just giving roses out.
Nah, I'm a hater. I wake up early just to have more time to hate. I petty rock on any block. Hey.
Save me. But as we go ahead and get this all set up, I think everybody was on. It looked like a UEL account.
Yeah. I think the UEL accounts might have more access, which if the league did give us more cars to work with, I'm all for. These were the accounts that they used last time. So that means we have access to a lot more cars.
Steve already rented out a car, so he's not playing with something that is tuned. He's playing with something that he's rented. So it'll be interesting to see which people maybe know which cars, even know the fact.
Looks
that
like he's rolling with the Aston Martin.
So this is one of the I think more of the default choices that you'll see.
Why are you upping fuel?
Let him figure it out. You never know. If you are – so this is one thing that is really small about fuel, and it's something that, like, we can have a whole conversation about. If you crash, you lose fuel sometimes extremely quickly.
Depending on where you crash and based on where the fuel tank's located on the vehicle.
And so I think some of players are more comfortable. Like, he eventually brought it back down to having 4 laps worth of fuel. You get into 2 turns, you're going to be forced to pit, not because your car is damaged, but because –
and one of the things
you have no fuel.
And another thing is, too, when it comes to racing in general, you got to have an understanding of how your shift points, well, your RPM control, and your rev limiting control, because if you're over-revving constantly, you're burning fuel, and you're also putting stress on that transmission. I don't know how deep the game goes to clutch and transmission damage, but you do burn more fuel at those higher RPMs.
Bosif looks to be making some changes. Everybody readied up. It's like we're getting ready. Yeah, see UEL, PC 10, 11, PC 3, so it looks like everybody's on UEL accounts.
All right, Cordy's updating his video options. Click and revert.
Okay, first of all, that's Bosif. I know that they are the Wonder Twins.
They are the Wonder Twins.
But
I gave them that nickname. They still haven't said thank you.
I mean, you can say
I made them a household name.
You did.
Without Dave Ruffin.
Okay, and here we have another one of the rookies. I believe this is one of the Reaper's rookies.
I believe so. This is not Katniss. Hey, there's Reaper Utters, baby.
Hey, look. Hey, how do we make each other on the right road?
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
So someone's on the okay. We got a couple of radicals, which isn't surprising. Yeah, Aston Martin, one of those top cars, are just solid all around stats, like 6s and 7s. A lot of you generally good performance.
Everybody go to right.
It's that default safety.
It's a safety. It's like a bus pickup.
I'm looking. Somebody's on Lotus.
You are greedy as
And someone's actually in the rim. Oh my goodness.
So basically,
All right, I'm betting that
That's PC7.
PC7 and PC10 are gonna.
Can we get
Hollywood, your team. Hey,
PC7 10 unless we're on them right now? Because if it's cutters, that kind of makes sense.
No, Cutter's on 12.
Nothing.
You, I believe, show up as a different.
Yeah, you're PC12. So
Y'all ready to start?
It is showing, and this is written by some of the special. This red radical is the return. I can tell you that he definitely returned. With that, it's not like she's
and we don't see anybody dipping past 870 on the car option at all.
Hey, PC5, you got a great car.
interesting.
Damn, that's great. Thank you, production, for that bit of information. And thank you, chat, for voting on that. I agree with that statement. Wreckfest is not always a game. I feel like it is more of a strategy. The problem is the strategy is stacking on just buses, and a few teams are actually able to race. And their strategy is racing, not so much it being racing.
Yes. I think strategy games are compared to every other genre, strategy games have the most people when it comes down to a lot of times not just the people playing. You just say you can make almost any game a strategy game if you care enough about planning and understanding the mechanics. And Wreckfest is one of those games where people are like, well, the buses work.
But the thing is, too, it's like you never. The chances of a race going in your favor or going properly in Wreckfest, because in Forza,
Use the sofa car to go under the bus.
In Forza, you can wreck people out, but at the end of the day, your fundamental goal is to race.
Yes.
Wreckfest, your fundamental goal is to make sure you don't wreck. So now you're starting to think about, how do I not wreck? Is it driving good, or is it crashing other people, or avoid getting crashed? You approach Wreckfest with more options to do other things than actually race. Racing is just an ends to a mean in Wreckfest, whereas Forza, it is the game. So I can definitely agree with the vote in the chat for it being more of a strategy game.
I definitely understand. I agree. Like, I legitimately think that it's one of those games that toes the line very well, and currently the way we play it in the league, it leans a lot more to strategy. Now I want to bring this to your attention again. 2-0 currently in Hollywood's team's favor, the Gorillas' favor.
All right, so Cutters takes off from the line. Sorry, go ahead.
And so they burned their second of 5 timeouts. The Trolls did. They need to win this.
All right, we're getting a little bump draft right there. Ooh, easy. Hold it. All right, looks like he was able to keep everything under control.
Interesting that he paused there. There's a lot of bumping going on early. So this is something that's really dangerous about trying to get out early in the pack. There's currently a 3-second lead by the leader.
There's a lot of violence.
But there's a lot of red players bumping into each other, trying to get some control here. Boar, once again, is
that
back
an
in the
Enzo?
grass.
That's a Ferrari. It's one of the older ones, one of the more popular models. I think Sir Mixla has one. I think it was a Testarossa.
So you know how we talked about PC-10?
Yeah.
The Lotus, I believe that's the Lotus player. They're out in front currently with like a 6-second lead.
Told you, wild.
Whoever that is knows.
Because if that Lotus got caught, it was 360 donut into a wall.
Yes, I'm gonna make a bet that that's Cat.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think
PC
that is
6.
Boar. That's Boar leaning into it.
And he spins out immediately.
Immediately starts talking trash and spins out. Well, his dancing partner spun out too. So
as these two players, the thing that is important
the crazy
here,
thing
small Boar has a
that's PC-10.
2.25 second penalty already, and PC-7
It has a 3.25.
So 2 of the players, Cat looks comfy. Cat, like I said, this is Cat on just looking comfortable, driving his race. I'm pretty sure that's the Lotus, right?
Yeah, it's a Lotus, but is it a Lotus F1 car or is it a Lotus kit
Well,
car?
so the specific rules, again, it comes down to the
it's not a
numbers.
1000 series like the F1.
Yeah, it's the numbers. That's what you have to know. You have to know, is it below 999? If so, you're good. Cat has a 30-second lead on the person in 4th place. Like, this is something that we've kind of discovered as well. Having one person do really well can bring down your team average enough to just win you the race.
Yep.
And Cat, it looks like he's doing that. He's not taking ridiculously aggressive turns. He's slowing down maybe more than he needs to, but driving staying on the
visibility as it is, and even though you know the turns are coming up, it's nicer to have that extra cushion because you can always just power out of turns while everybody's trying to play catch up with you. And that's the trick with racing games when you're in the front like this. Handling your racing lines and your throttles and your exit points, because if you're still exiting at maximum velocity or maximum potential velocity, you have a good chance of just continuing to stay in the lead.
Yes, and for those that don't know, the Cat,
he's not real.
He is.
That is an illusion.
You can look at his he looks locked in. He is so focused.
Cat plays Forza.
Yes.
This is probably a game he played to relax.
And he has a teammate in 2nd place and looks like a teammate in 3rd place.
Yeah, Cat's team's got this locked up. I think it's going to be the first point on the board. We got, 1.5 laps left on Cat right now.
Yes.
Got plenty of fuel to make it through. Fog just being really annoying, but it's not one of the more complicated tracks. It does have a couple spots where you kind of lose the road in the fog because the turns like this kind of come out of the blue. But this is the young rookie in 2nd place or 3rd place? No, he's in 5th right now.
He is in 5th, and this is the Riviera. This is the Nevera. The Rimac Nevera. This is that electric car, and it looks like he understands
the other one is the Porsche.
No, this is specific.
Because Porsche has an electric car, too. Yeah. That's what I was thinking about.
This is the one that has 9 speed, and we kind of saw it there with him coming off of the track. it's not always the big turns that get you because you're a little bit more careful about slowing down enough to get around them. It's those subtle turns where you have to be able to kind of quickly maneuver the car that it's really easy to go from one side of the track to another, especially having like a 9 to 10.
And that was one of the
speed
things I meant to say earlier about when Bohr had his interaction with the other racer. They're gunning it coming out of the grass.
Yeah.
So you're not getting traction properly. So when you hit traction on that track, your tires spin even harder.
Yep. And again, he's doing a very good job. Again, the low visibility I think is playing with a lot of the players, making him be a little bit safer.
I like his race lines very well. He's not oversteering or understeering at all. He's just moving with the turns of the track and putting those wheels off the line just enough to minimize his turns. And it looks like it was Bohr and Bosif who had that exchange earlier.
And Bosif's back in 7th place.
And he looks uninterested right now.
Well, right now, like he's looking up and he notices that Cat has a almost minute lead on him.
Yeah.
And in any racing game, if I tell you that they're a minute behind, I think he's doing his job. He feels comfortable. He's now able to race. That whole first beginning part, I think, took a lot of people out of the race. And it'll be interesting to see just how well. Okay, he's off track.
Yeah.
I like the subtle movement. Again, that is a great example of how you handle going off track right there. You don't panic.
Let go of the accelerator. Do not hop on the brakes. Just let go of the accelerator, hop off the brakes, and just kind of tap it. And there goes Sam just off-roading. I didn't know we were playing dirt.
Yeah. But also, like, he let himself hit the traction again.
This man is just cutting corners on the course.
He found it? Let's see. No penalty. He's managed to find the angles that he can get away with.
The question is, though, look how banged up his body is. He's also down on his front right suspension and his rear suspension. And you got Sky Guy in 8th place back there with another Ferrari at the front right suspension shot, damage to both sides of the car and the front end as well. Extra fuel for 7 laps.
Once again, it's one of those small settings that I don't think a lot of players will immediately pay attention to. So this is Cutters once again.
Another Ferrari.
In the Radical. The Radical, again, is one of those, like you said, safe picks that you can pick. And
as long as you're comfortable with the game, you shouldn't have any issues.
I don't even say comfortable. Like, as long as you played racers.
Yeah.
And everyone else, I believe, is going to DNF if Cat finished his 3rd lap. Because the race will
ends
end
in 56 seconds, and what the game tends to do is take your average speed throughout your previous laps. And
so this is really interesting. Every time Cutters hits the grass, he's pausing. And I think that's to minimize any possible panic or what could possibly happen. Now, going into pit here is really interesting.
I think he's pitting to end the race for himself.
Because the pit angle on getting across at least the next lap is
also, I think because the way the pit works, you can actually set your times up as your optimal pit times, and sometimes you can get back into the race and only be like a half a lap behind, or you can end your race in the pit. And that's some of the things I noticed in practice.
Okay, that's good to see. Bohr here seems to have calmed down. He's not, not as loud as he was at the beginning of the race, but is really focused up.
Holding 3rd place very strongly. As long as he doesn't spin out here, he should lock it in.
Good job getting back on the track once again.
Yeah, started to lose it in the rear. And
Sam finished in 4th, but it's going to come down to, even in this moment, what those lap times look like to figure out who won.
we'll
get
actually
that
get
information.
back to that here in a second. But
we'll get that information to you. I'm pretty sure I saw Red Team up, which I want to say Red was...
That should be Cat's team, right?
I think so. I believe so.
Yeah,
But we'll get you a confirmation.
Yeah, we'll let y'all know here in a second.
We will let y'all know. Again, it's a big win. It looks like they have the point, so I'm going to go ahead and call it as well for Cat. Again, this is one of those things that Cat getting a minute down and everyone else not being able to finish, let alone their first lap. So that
Absolute
first
chaos.
lap, your lap time basically doesn't matter. Your second lap will decide basically, because that's going to be hopefully your cleanest lap there, what your team's average score is going to start to look like. And Cat having a minute lead and basically being able to freely drive his line means that more often than not, he should be looking and should be getting the best time possible. And again, it looks like that timeout was well worth being spent.
Yeah. I think anytime you can use a timeout to convert a timeout into points is definitely a huge boon. And we got less than a minute left on a setup timer, so that means we have switched over to console.
Because it's 2K. Think about we're going from Forza to 2K. I do want to highlight, while we have this extra little bit, but what Cutters was doing there. It was really smart, and it's a very subtle way. If you're not someone that really understands how to get your car into control, him pausing And basically, whatever's happening is going to happen. I'm not going to try to, because there are people that's instinctive. I'm going to try to turn. I'm
overcorrecting, and then you overcorrect, and then you undercorrect, and then next thing you know, instead of a simple slide out into the grass, turns into a full-on dismount into the guardrail, and then now you're damaged beyond belief.
I think if he was going towards a rail, he might have retained control, right? Like you might want to avoid a direct hit with the rail. But beyond that, cool, he got pushed into the grass. Reorient yourself. Get back to moving. No problem. I actually think it's a really subtle piece of tech that, honestly, I might have to check out a little bit. And that's always
just drive better.
I don't know. At the beginning,
Family.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Family.
I'm going to be honest with you. The way that beginning worked, and knowing that Boar, Sam, and Lovejoy are on that team, the first game of the season at Forza rolls is going to be chaotic. Because Boar was fully committed to, we're both going into this wall full speed. I don't care. I don't care. And I'm going to yell at you the entire time. So just something to be aware of. Again, every team out there, whether you are a viewer or some of the new players, one of the best things I can tell you is please pay attention to the broadcast because there's a lot of information you can pick up on.
For free.
But NBA 2K, and they kept Cordy out. Cordy known as one of the more dominant 2K players here in the league as well. His ability...
He's not better than the rookie player of the year, sports player.
I'm going to agree with you, but here's something that we also has to be highlighted. From what I've heard, and you've played some 2K, so you might be able to correct me.
I'm garbage, but yes.
2K24 isn't the same game. You're not able to do the same Steph Curry stuff that we saw from both Cutters and QWERTY last season. And so maybe some of those sports strengths start to shine for some of the, like a mad genius, having played with him, has a very strong understanding of the sports games, what he wants to do, how to call plays and set up plays within his team. Maybe 2K24 can be a moment where, I'm looking at him. You put him along with Bosif and QWERTY, who are
phenomenal. Once again, the Wonder Twins.
Not just, we talk about Wonder Twins, and then the two of them are sports. As it was brought up towards the end of last season, they had like a 70% sports win rate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a game like 2K pulls up, and I know y'all played the Trolls last season.
Yeah, I'm just bad at sports games, yeah.
But y'all got to see that QWERTY, given enough room, can take over a game.
Actually, I think it was Bosif and one of the other players that actually took over that game because QWERTY was
Brent. I think
it was Brent. It was Brent and Bosif that took over that game because Curry was removed for a majority of that game, but due to my lack of skill and just things falling apart within the team, the rest of the other players were able to shine. Once again, not a shot at the Trolls saying that if we were on the game, they wouldn't have won, but QWERTY is definitely a threat, but the rest of the team stepped up in that absence that Curry was being locked down in, and they shined. So,
yeah, I'm interested to see, though, what both teams end up bringing out here and what both teams end up playing. And on the other side, again, we have Cutters. Like, Cutters is one of those players that – Cutters is a top 5 player in the league. And I don't know if I can say anything better about Cutters than he will never sell you. Like, whatever your job you give him, he will do.
He's one of them in Hydro we trust and in Cutters like
that. They're players that are like a level of, if you want to see as a rookie how to be a top player in the UEL, the Cutters, the Hydros, the Cats, the Hollywoods. Okay, yeah. Even Bosif and QWERTY, I think all of those players, their strengths are dominant strengths.
Yeah. And
even their weaknesses, it's very rare that you see them being like really detrimental.
Fighting games. I
was going to say for the Trolls players, but again, get into next season. If y'all
Acoustics!
Not just that.
Hey, buddy.
TL Wolf as well on that team. I think that people have to, again, a lot of teams
have
a new look.
The postseason shuffle was crazy.
I want to give credit to the Trolls organization as well because Jesse came out and said, hey, in the second half of our season, we lost X number of fighting games, and they went out and picked up
Stole my pick.
Fighting game players.
Stole my pick. Stole my pick.
Fighting game players.
Acoustics, you're supposed to be a Cobra. I'll say
You could always hit up the GM, make a trade.
I'm not talking to Antonio about that or Jesse because I know they're going to say something dumb. We're going to have to box. But yes, like you said, the Trolls did realize they were severely lacking in that department. The trade for TLG, the trade up to get Acoustics in the draft, and then I think with Rafiki there, who also had a really good balance in a lot of these fighting games because he is related to Pimp, our producer, who has a vast knowledge of vast experience of fighting games. I think that team has a really good base for fighting games now and a really large knowledge pool between Acoustics and TLG just alone. So I think they have an opportunity to get better at it. But the problem is at what point do you start sacrificing what the strengths are in order to get them caught up in those fighting games?
So I'm gonna say this very briefly, and I might be to my. I actually currently have in my personal power rankings the Trolls as a playoff team out of the South Conference, with the addition as well of Havoc, Psycho.
Oh, I forgot about those guys. Yeah, I totally forgot about them.
You start getting into that lineup, and that lineup is starting to get real scary real fast, and with a good coaching staff behind them.
Nah, bro. The little bros, the Gorillas and Stars going. They're gonna make it. Stars is gonna put his little bros in their place. It's gonna be QWERTY and Bose sitting at home with Gorillas going to the playoffs.
Do you want me to say it? I have the.
I'm just saying what Stars. I'm literally saying what Stars is saying in chat right now.
Gorillas in playoffs too.
So I literally just said what Stars would be saying right now. Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh no, Stars would be saying that.
Okay, that's all.
I will highlight right now. We
also global.
We highlighted QWERTY and Bosif. Stars has repeatedly said they have the best Fortnite duo in the entire league, in him and Carnage. And last time Stars made a statement about being the best killer, he went in and even to our surprise, really surprised us. Again, Stars says things,
a lot of things,
but performs, which is the hardest part. Is he will come in and when he makes definitive statements about being the best. At something,
he didn't say he's the best at the league, so I'll give him that.
He tends to perform. Like that's one of those things of Stars does a very good job of that. And again, I think the Gorillas. I think the big question mark in the Southern Conference, if we're looking at teams from last season, are the Ravens in terms of playoff teams. Maybe we'll talk to production about doing a power rankings and having a little bit of fun and showing off, so a few teams can maybe get some shine before the new season starts.
I'm not doing power rankings because everybody's just going to be, you're a hater. Win.
Well, you have to power rank everybody, so somebody has to be 12th and somebody has to be first. That's why I don't feel bad about power rankings. Like, if you feel bad, prove me wrong, and I'll be sitting here saying, "Oh wow,
hey, you got good like you were supposed to."
Not even just that, like, it's the same thing of say the Reapers, the current championship team, great players,
12th place,
somehow finished the regular season in like 7th place. That
was the whole team sick. Hey, I talk to Hollywood and Cat on a frequent basis. Frequent. Also, by the way, we are still waiting for 2K to get started. We trailed off on a whole tangent.
Let me see. Did we lose any timeouts? It does look like the Gorillas have lost a timeout, so my guess it was their setup because the Trolls did call a timeout on Forza, so that is my guess that they either ended up burning a timeout or just said, "Hey,
no, let's do a power ranking right now," because I feel like.
All right. Do you want to start at the bottom or the top?
Let's do bottom 6. Start from the top of the 6, and then do top 6 from 6 up. So we go 6 to 12, and then 6 to 1st.
Okay.
All right. So 6th place. Who you got?
6 to play 6 to 1 first.
Or no, excuse me, 7th.
12.
Yeah, 7, 8, 9.
Oh,
10, 11,
so do you want to
12,
start at 12 or 7?
We go 7 to 12, and then 6 to 1.
All right. So number 7. So
7th place.
Overall power rankings. Number 7.
Number 7.
7th best team. So now my brain has to start going through 6. So that's 1 and 2. 3 and 4 I'm gonna give to you being 3, you being 4. 5. I think that'll be around. I'm gonna go on a limb, and you can settle this. Nope, I think I'm gonna go with Bandits. They have enough known quantities that I think that 7th is a reasonable finish where they can overperform. I think their peak is like a top 4 finish. I think they can secure a top 4 finish. But I think 7, based on stuff we know right now, Rex is always cooking, so I have faith that they will finish higher, but I think 7 if I'm just going based off of information I know. See, you start thinking about numbers, and you get down to like, who do you have in like?
I'm choosing absolute chaos because I'm going to do mine after years. So
Okay, so
so
Bandits,
then-
that could be a little bit quicker. All right,
then
Bandits.
eighth.
After the Bandits, I'm gonna be looking at. I just realized something. I'm gonna say the Ravens. That could be wrong. because,
Ninth. You just keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
Bucks. Still have faith in the team. I think they will have some rough things getting into a new season.
10th.
Oh goodness. Of the two teams, who am I gonna bet on?
Yeah, 10th, 11th, 12th still.
Wolves. Which is why, again, this is really hard because there's so much variance in some of these teams.
Oh,
That-
11th.
Oh, that was not where I thought it was.
Do you want to make a change? I'll give you one free change. Or you want to go? How about we get to 12 and then we'll do the free change? So 11th.
Yeah, because I lost track of where my brain was going.
Oh boy.
Technical timeout.
Okay,
so
technical
we got a
timeout.
little
That's
bit
why
more
we're
time
still,
and we'll begin there. Let me see. So that's first. That's second. Who do I have in third? 'Cause I got to think about what team I'm missing. I'm missing somebody, and I can't figure out what team I'm missing.
Don't worry about the missing at the top. You got to worry about the missing at the bottom. That's what everybody knows who they think is gonna be like top 3 or whatever. But people want to really know who they think is down.
I want to put the Wolves at 11th because I think they have a good team. Phantoms at 12th. That's nothing against the Phantoms. And I got to figure out who am I missing here.
Who are you missing at 10th? Ooh, chat, you getting excited?
Oh, I realized what team I was.
So who's 10th?
See, this is why I need to sit there. This is why you put me on the spot.
Yep, that's the point.
You are horrible.
Yeah, I look myself in the mirror every day. I realize that.
You know what? I'm gonna say it this way. I see this issue. You gave me too much time, so I had enough time to think. I'm gonna say that my power rankings, a lot of it has to do with a lot of question marks, which is why teams.
I don't
have
need to hear all that. Who's your 10th place?
the Ghost, but they have the potential to be a playoff team, like a top 3 team. I will make that statement. The Ghosts have the potential to be a top 3 team.
All right, first place.
In fact, I would switch them and I would put them probably closer if I did the whole thing. Oh, first place is easy.
Reppers.
Reapers are still a team to beat. Eclipse is right behind them. If we're talking about the 3rd best team in the league, I'm gonna get fucking freaking flamed. The 3rd best team in the league, until proven differently, I'll probably give it to the. Who am I forgetting? I still feel like I'm forgetting teams, which is crazy to me.
All right, Bandits, Ravens, Bucks, Ghosts, Wolves, Phantoms, Reapers, Eclipse. That still leaves Bots, Rillas.
I think the Bots are a top 4 team, regardless of how. So I'll say Bots 3rd.
Okay. Katie, okay.
Cobra's 4th.
All right, that's fair. Actually, where I would have put them.
Trolls, and then Gorillas.
Trolls, and you said Gorilla.
And again, I think this is just where I think they will finish. And I can give reasons for each one, but that's a whole.
Yeah, we ain't want to hear all that. I'm trying to hear some wild from the hip stuff.
We'll do some a little bit more thought out.
17.
You just like to. You want me to flame people? I'm not gonna flame people.
Boring.
I can give reasons for every single place. I think. So I'm gonna do this while you're writing. The Ghost. The reason why the Ghost.
All right, cool. So
have that
mine,
potential-
7th place. I don't want reason. I just want names.
You're wrong.
How's that wrong? It's a want. There's nothing
You're
wrong.
wrong.
Cool. So I'm gonna put I think the Ravens at 8th is wild. Ravens is 7th, worst case scenario.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Now since you didn't let me talk, we're rating the 2K, by the way.
Yeah, Blacktop. Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, who do we got here? We got. It looked like a 2v2.
looks like we're getting controllers set up. Ravens in 7th. They built the Ravens have always been a consistent team across the board with a lot of players departing and some of their temporary acquisitions gone. Them building the roster they built with a lot of the X-rays on their team, which the X-ray brand in this league is very high stock, very high skill. I think that'll give them the ability to push. The question is that ability going to push them deep?
That's why I think 7th is seventh, 8th ends up being a thing of legitimately I forgot some teams, and that was my own issue of.
And then I will put the Ghost at 8th just for the simple fact that Hydro's wearing 2 hats right now and rebuilding a team. So I see them worse. Ooh. All right, let's focus on this right now.
Yes. So my question here is,
The Bears.
we're playing 2v2. My assumption is there was some issues with setup because we're playing 2v2.
And it's 4v4.
Unless they changed it to 2v2 this season, which would be hilarious.
Ain't no way.
That
Ain't
would
no
be
way.
so good.
Ain't no way.
If we'll ask production if you can get a confirmation on the.
Is this a concession
2v2
to some technical issues, or is 2K a 2v2 now?
Yes. So it looks like
No, it's supposed to be 4v4 because it's on the right, but it looks like
So it looks like what? That's Kareem and
Kobe,
Kobe, and then
Steph, and KD.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm learning character or
Yeah.
basketball players.
So
What
he tried it. That was really close too. So it looks like one
Oh,
side
cherry pick.
very clearly. Okay, Cutters is on that side.
Yep.
I don't have to think too much.
Cutter's already up the
was,
court.
That was the fact that the shot went up and it did not matter. I like this option if you have a Cutters because as long as you have somebody like Kareem who's gonna get most rebounds, you don't have to really think about it. Put up your shot and keep it pushing. Good job staying in front.
That's a
Cordy,
shot.
I'm gonna say Cordy got his space.
Oh,
Oop, it
yeah,
got
hold on.
touched. Good defense out of Cutters.
KD, you're not. Yeah, no.
Who's going to being able to play here? Boom, shot,
Nah. KD got to put that up right now.
and a miss. Who gets the
Wow.
ball? KD.
Get that out of
Swatted,
here.
But sent directly
Steph.
to Curry.
Oh, got him to jump. KD.
Okay, y'all are passing around too much. Somebody
has to commit.
I think they're trying to force 2-pointers here. Way too much.
Yeah, the problem is Kareem and Kobe are just as a solid dominating team from 2 to 1 from out in the arc out into the paint. So they're trying to force the twos, but I think, like you said, you got a couple of pick and rolls, maybe a couple easy layups. Try and get back in the game. Don't matter. It's Curry. Whatever. Wasting my
Well,
breath.
even there, I think the big thing that I want to highlight is if we're right on our calls about Kobe being Cutters. Cutters is playing, to me, what feels like a lot tighter defense than I'll say Kobe is playing a lot tighter defense than Steph is on the reverse. And I think that's going to create situations where, like we saw before, even with multiple shots, they were able to lock down possessions and, like, capitalize. And when you're down by 4, boom, you got your space. It didn't go in last season. That shot would have been great.
Man, that 2K24. Better get them reps in. Stop playing on that Fortnite.
Yes. And right there, good. I'm assuming it's Cutters. This feels very Cutters-ish. Is using those skill finishes to help him kind of get some of those opportunities. A nice move.
Good score.
There by Cutters, or excuse me,
Cordy.
by Cordy. Goodness, Cordy, Cutters, Curry, Kobe. The tongue twisters are there.
Kobayashi.
One person to beat, so Durant has to step up. You can't just give him a free.
Why you let him do that to you?
Oh,
I mean, it's Kareem. You're not stopping Kareem.
I'm trying to hear because nobody getting loud yet. We normally hear 2K be a pretty rowdy game here in the UEL. Players have a lot of feelings about their own skills and their own strengths. Okay, here we go. Got it down low. Everybody's clustered up. If somebody can get some space.
And there's a reach in by Kareem, so they'll take it back to the top of the key.
In fact, I kind of want them to play off with Durant a little bit more. Because while, like, there's finesse coming from there's finesse that they're
What?
Why? You have Steph just take the shot there.
So it looks like it's Cutters, one of the rookies, and then Hollywood, another one of the rookies.
Interesting.
I really enjoy these graphic updates. This
No,
is
it's
nice.
actually super nice because it answers questions really quickly. So that tells me a lot more. So Hollywood's in the white. He normally plays Pistol Pete. He plays a facilitator at least until he gets Roman the ability to kind of get his momentum built and take over the game. Whereas the Kobe is very clearly Cutters. That is Cutters' gameplay.
Yeah, that is.
But again, if you
Gave him
give
room.
Hollywood his space,
You give Hollywood time to breathe, you will pay for it. And Cutters, you know that. That is your captain now.
yeah, and I'm saying all that as though. Do you think that actually? Because
That was a weird floater, but good take back.
interested to see here. Both are playing with rookies, and I think both teams are playing through their veterans pretty clearly here. They're sports veterans in terms of how good they are overall.
But
The small thing is that the Reapers, Hollywood's team in this case, the Gorillas have closed the gap. It's only an 8-point difference now, or a 2-point difference. Excuse me, 8-point difference.
3-point
is
difference now. But
that
yeah,
was a lot
like
better.
this. It looks like they found their rhythm with it because they were trying to do a lot of pulls for those 2-point shots. They realized it wasn't happening, so you just kind of had to pull inside that arc and try and get those weird situations where Durant's able to get that bit of separation.
So-
And situations like that where they get hung up on each other.
This is one point where I'm gonna give Hollywood some roses. I think this is part of what makes him a good GM. I think what we see in 2K is a lot of players don't know when to take over. And this is not just 2K, but any game. In a game that you know you're good in, you have to recognize when the best course of action is
Instead
to
of
take
facilitating.
control of the game
Dominate it. Listen to me. Do this until things need to get
versus
reestablished.
trying to
and
get
everybody
everybody integrated.
goes, "Hey, guys, do this. Let's do this." It's like, all right, give me the ball.
Because in a game like 2K, like right here, they have now shifted to where Hollywood, I guarantee you, is boom, do whatever you're doing. If you see me, send the ball here. Boom, I got it. And now they are 2 points away. Again, they haven't been able to stop the black team yet. They have not. But the big thing here is even if you can't,
Ooh, that separation, insane.
goodness, even the announcer in game knows.
Nappy-headed Dwayne Wade.
I wasn't going to say he looked like Dwayne Wade. But he
looked like Dwayne Wade.
He looked
Yeah, I was like, why is Dwayne Wade a comedy? Okay.
He out, he out in the street. He's a man of the people. Ooh, a nice block there. Can you get the
you got-
ball back? Okay,
If he
boom.
got to that ball fast, he might have given
Hollywood
Hollywood a
to
chance to
go
shoot.
under. I like the choice
Yeah.
to not shoot there.
good finish on that.
A little bit worried with when he swapped over
Yeah.
to the hand. I was like,
you
don't.
should have stayed on that outside hand.
Here we go. Boom. Cutter's just pushing the pace like he likes to do and managed to
Ooh,
shot off.
just
This is the thing about Cutters. Like Cutters,
mastery of the game.
Cutters in 2K's mastery comes down to, and this is something from sports itself that really translates well in 2K, is understanding tempo and the speed of play. And Cutters knows how to kind of draw you into his tempo. Like, the cherry picking eventually forces you, oh, shot went up, I got to run back. Now you're not helping your team get rebounds. Oh, now Cutters is driving in. Oh, wait, I got to follow him. Oh, wait, nope, he's staying out. Oh, wait, and you're constantly playing this ebb of flow of where,
Ooh, try to go for down the round pass.
sorry for casting cursing you, Cutters.
Ooh.
Get up there.
Oh!
Here we go.
Come on and slam! Boom, shakalaka!
Had to get a quick
Tried to go for the bailout pass and it just got
Taken.
stolen. You gotta be careful on those. Sometimes you just gotta commit and get blocked. Now everybody on the court's on fire except for Kareem.
Okay, so it worked once. I need them this give and go is clearly not working anymore. It's almost like the black team kind of moved. Like they're playing man, but they're giving each other enough help. As a big man, you got to be ready. Ooh, pass it back out and let Steph shoot.
Let him cook.
Yep.
Chef Curry.
A little bit late. I like the use of the move there just to bait out the jump a little bit earlier before the finish.
Yeah, that's one of the huge things is when you notice with a lot of 2K players, the ones who play because they need to and play because they either enjoy the game or got the extra depth of knowledge. The double clutching, the delayed hops, that second hop where you can do where you can bring your jump and then bring your legs up to kind of prolong your time. Whew.
This game is not over. I need you to understand. Like Hollywood
Fight
and
back!
the Gorillas are not letting this game get away from them. It's ridiculous.
Oh, Mamba.
Oop,
Mamba.
a little bit of drubbing.
Mamba. Wow.
Whoever they got in there with Cutters has fully let Cutters take over. Like
They're just like, cool, get Cutters the ball.
Cutters is 2v1ing. Like in that situation, there's
This
going
is a
to
1v3. Cutters just needs
each
two
one.
to win the game.
It's a 1-point game though. If they get a stop here, he could lose control. All they have to do is stop Cutters, but Cutters knows. Boom, set up the
there goes.
pick.
Yep. Foul him before he gets the pick on and he gets lost.
Boom. Okay, hit the dribble, went for the steal, wasn't able to get it. Nice job, boom. You could
Oh, that was almost insane.
reach
That
in,
was
foul
almost
again. They're just barely keeping control in white. They're barely keeping Cutter's locked down. There's multiple times where he was just a step off of boom. Nice block.
Oh, double
this
clutch.
could be it.
Gets it slapped.
A nice
And then-
foul to stop the pace and let them get back on defense. I think you just do that to get back on defense, and you don't want.
Now, your big man should not be picking up a half court. Because Durant can definitely outrun Kareem, so you got to.
Okay, you got space. Holly. Another shot. So now it's coming down. Best win by 2. So they need to honestly a 2, but they can score a point and get a stop if they really want to. That was a shot.
He's a warrior.
I was gonna make a comment about like not having Kareem to get the board, but it didn't matter
need
if you make it.
It don't matter.
Ooh.
You don't need the rebound points.
All right.
Oh,
This could be game. This could be it. Just send it up and let him finish it.
boom shakalaka. And
Can we get a view of
the
Oh, Hollywood won. That was Hollywood?
Wait, what?
This whole time we were giving that was
Wait, so we had him backwards?
that was Hollywood? Oh, Hollywood was cooking. Oh my goodness. Hollywood was cooking. I want to give a big thanks to Third Anarchist coming in and helping me out here on commentary. We will be getting a newer face in here for y'all to see. Just to meet, to hang out, to talk with a person or two. Getting somebody coming on in. All right. Welcome. So we are getting into it. Yes. So if you haven't been here as well, this is the Gauntlet Cam. We get a chance to see the players. When you play on a console, you get the chance to see everybody kind of real close together and playing. But joining me today.
I'm Tim or Ashwipin.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
to meet you
Welcome. I'm Strix. And how you been enjoying the game so far? I know you've been out on the floor.
I've been enjoying it so far. I got here about half an hour ago, maybe. I traveled all the way down from Newport News,
Okay.
actually.
You made it. It's a trek and a half.
Yeah.
You've been moving, but you enjoying the atmosphere, enjoying all the people that you met out so far?
Yeah. It pretty much feels like home here.
Nice.
You walk in, it's just a bunch of PCs and setups, and it's just all gamers. And I was like, oh man, I feel like I'm at home.
Definitely, I completely agree. That's one of the best parts about UEL is like we're all competitive, like, gamers as well. Right?
Yeah.
You sit down at your game, you sit down at my game. We want to win, but at the end of the day, it's like cool. Let's have some fun. Let's enjoy ourselves. It's been a fairly close game though so far. I think both we see 2 championship leaders. These are the leaders of the Reapers. They've won 2 times. They stopped the literal champions that have won 4 times in a row. Gone to the final 6 times. They've now won back to back. They're on either side. Both seem to be playing their game, but Hollywood has taken a little bit of an advantage. Out there, any insights maybe? You saw that's one of the fun things about being on the floor. You get to see the energy from the players as well.
Yeah. I don't have too much information yet on a lot of the teams out here. I was wondering how they were determined as the championship players or the team.
So we play through the season. Season 8 will start in January, but we play through, and then we have a playoff round where, in this case, last season, the top half of the field made it. So 6 teams went in the playoffs.
Okay.
And you play your games. First place teams get buys in each conference, and then the winner. It ultimately came down to Eclipse. They are this old powerhouse. They had won 4 times in a row, seasons, I believe, 2 through 5, over and over again. No one could stop them. And then in season 6 and 7, the Reapers, who started off as another team, Baba Yaga, developed a team that managed in season 6 and 7 to finally go ahead and now take 2 chips in a row.
Okay. So according to this, is Reaper and Eclipse. Those are the top 2 right now, right?
Yeah, we were having some fun while we had a little bit of a technical time, just talking about power rankings, thinking. But I would even personally say of the teams, they are clearly the 2 best teams in the league. Their teamwork, not just player skill and across the wheel, but their teamwork is really what sets them apart. Everybody on the team kind of either knows their role or knows their job, executes it well. And even the game, the Reapers jump out to an early lead. And being down 5, I think going into the second half, Eclipse managed to make it a 1-point game, and it literally came down to the very last game at the end of 4 hours.
Okay. Now I have noticed there isn't one specific game that everybody plays.
Yes.
It says ultimate
In-gamers, yes.
in-gamers. So that is how many games do they play here?
33 games. You have 5 categories and 33 games, and there is the chance that in 4 hours you will play all 33.
Yeah,
Yes.
I saw there was a wheel that they they have randomly chosen from each game. And the next game I'm actually very familiar with is I don't know if they told you what the game is next, but I'm very familiar with the game next. I played it in college. It's Halo.
Halo. Okay.
Yep, Halo Infinite.
I definitely appreciate that. Again, we all have our strengths. I think that's something that's great about
Yeah.
the league. I'm a little more of a fighter head,
Yeah.
fighter strategy, so it's always great to have somebody. Any insights you can give about Halo or Halo Infinite skills? As someone that played, what skills does it take to be a good Halo player?
So Halo is a very team-based game. There is not a lot of solo things that you can do like in Call of Duty. In Call of Duty, you can win a 1v3 by yourself, but in Halo, when it comes to guns as well as shields, you're not winning it unless you have either power weapons, grenades. There's so many factors that come into winning a 1v2 or a 1v3. Like you are better off sticking with your team and holding spots or power positions is what they call it, in order to help get the advantage in that team.
Okay. That's really interesting. Again, this season's wheel coming up is, I think, a lot more team-based. We saw a lot of players that were able to just take over games like before, and I love to hear insight from someone that really plays the game, because it's kind of like, you can be that good. Like, we all know that, like, you can get to a point where, cool, I know boom, 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 but to know that these teams and a lot of these veterans, how well do they work together? How well can they be like, all right, cool, I need you to hold here, we got to move here, we need to go for this, will be the big thing to see. Setup timer, it looks like we have 40 seconds. They are going from console to PC, so they had 2 minutes. It's a little bit difficult. Halo Infinite is one of those games that I always look at it, I'm like, you're a little bit slow to start. I wish you'd just load a little bit faster. But everybody's getting in, and shooters-wise, I don't know which team I actually favor here. That's the interesting thing. You never know what people play, especially with the rookies.
So I was wondering, how are the teams put together? I was heard that there was a draft and that people are chosen. How does that work?
So for people out there as well, there is generally, once we get far enough into the season, they put out a form and anybody can sign up, regardless of where you live. As long as you're interested in playing, obviously we're located here in Stafford, Virginia. And then you come in, and this was a couple of weeks ago, there was draft day. We had video. It's up on our YouTube channel. Please check that out. And, yeah, you have a combine where you can come out, and we got the chance to meet rookies, let them play and try different things. So we might put you, in this case, into an aim lab situation to see how well do you flick, how well do you hold angles, how well do you move, but also, hey, I'm going to throw you into a fighting game. Here's some combos. Can you do them? I'm going to throw you into a racer. How well can you adjust yourself to the space and the small little movements to check each little bit of the wheel? And you tend to find out through that different teams will trade up, just like any other draft. But you really get the chance to see people's brains because there are definitely team identities already in the league. You have Eclipse and the Reapers. So both of them are very good. I think they're generally above average in every category, but most people know Eclipse for their shooting prowess. They're the team that everybody knows you don't want to play them in the shooter. You don't want to ever have to see them across from you. The Reapers, on the other hand, they have this blended variety, but we saw there with Hollywood and 2K. They're strong in sports. They have kind of just worked around the clock as well to be just a good team, which ends up getting a few of their wins. We even saw that in the championship. Which, again, recommend checking out. Everything's over on UEL Esports on YouTube. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun and pretty interesting. I'm definitely – it's been really fun because I've only been in the league for a season. And so, like, I know how it feels to come in. Like, you're learning people, you're learning players, let alone being able to go from Halo to Wreckfest, where we're driving a bus and you see 10 buses running into each other and what's going on, is a lot. But that's what I think is really interesting about UEL, because you get to see people. Sometimes, like, even the people that don't play a game, they be like, "That was actually really good, and you came up with that on the spot."
Yeah.
Credit to you. Credit to you. So are you a player? I didn't get a chance to ask.
I didn't get to sign up for season 8. I actually, my roommate, he's signed up for season 8. He told me about it a couple months ago. I kind of forgot about it due to like personal work stuff. And I tried to sign up for season 9. I think I am signed up for that. But then I saw that they needed people for casting, and then that's really how I ended up here. I was like, hey, I've got experience doing that. Let me, what can we do to get me in there? And they invited me out here, and I was like, oh, I like the vibe.
Yes, it's a lot of fun, and I'm definitely glad to have you here and to come through. It's been a lot of fun, and today's been really good because we're learning. A lot of it is learning as we go and learning on the floor here.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know anything about sports games or sports in general.
Trust me, the amount of where it was just. Every time coming in, I say this to every rookie out there. There's a lot of rookies. If you hear this, it is a lot. I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you that it is not. 33 games is great. Like if you've played Halo, if you've played the shooters, you might be like, cool, I got that. It's still a lot to just manage. Okay, cool. How does each racing game play? What's the difference of playing like again, League of Legends, Dead by Daylight? All these different games across the wheel. It is a lot, but if you just kind of block out the time and practice each thing. And a lot of the veterans, in fact, going back to what you said about the vibe here, most people in the league will be like, oh, I need help with this game. I can tell you from fighting game experience, all the fighting game players are like, oh, you want to play? Bet. Cool. I can help you learn. Oh, what do you need help with? Shooters are like, oh, yeah, cool. Okay, you've never played Halo before? This is how the map works. This is how the map works. And so it's always interesting to see and to get into. Yes, this is part of the scrimmage. If you're catching this, the official season opens on January 4th. This scrimmage is, I think, a lot of teams learning. Again, we didn't bring it up, but if the setup timer does run out, you do actually lose a timeout. It's one of those things that incentivizes team to really know how to set up and get in the game quickly.
Okay.
And some teams very clearly might not have practiced all 33 games because I like to say at home, we're used to our computers. Oh, I hit the thing and I can go, grab a drink and come back, sit back down, and it'll be ready to go. Here, the environment can be very different. And again, I know some people that don't even know their Microsoft account, just log into Halo to be able to get in and be comfortable. So do you know your sensitivity and all your button commands and can you do that in 2 minutes?
That was one thing that I learned first getting into esports was I learned to take a picture of my settings. When it comes to Halo, I have my dead zone set to a certain thing. I have certain UI things I have set the way that like the health bar where it's sitting. Just I have all of that set specifically to my needs, especially wearing glasses, being a little blind, So I understand how going into a different setting like this, especially if this is their first time competing, it's a learning curve. It definitely is.
Since you joined C7, I'm also giving you the tips. Whatever you feel comfortable bringing, it feels so much better to have your mouse, your keyboard.
Yes.
Whatever your normal setup is.
Yes.
Because trust me, when you get here and they have equipment that you can use, but that difference is huge.
Yes.
Because you're like, okay, yeah, my mouse is always here and my sense is this and I feel this. You get a new mouse.
Oh my gosh. Even just because I used to use the Xbox Series 2 Pro Elite controller. The difference between mine and my roommates, it was just, you might not have been able to tell not using controllers like that, but I could.
Yeah.
It was like I'd put his in my hand, even if it was newer than mine, and I'd be like, no, please get this away from me. Give me mine.
It's one of those small things again, but like you said, it's about competing, and you learn really quickly. Your goal should be to make whatever you play on as similar to what you practice on and what you normally play on as possible. And so it's really good. So should we still get into Halo again? The interesting thing about Halo, and so I'm interested to see who has set up for this, is we do have a variety of game modes that people can pick. So they can pick between Slayer, Capture the Flag, and Oddball.
Okay.
And so I'm interested to see which team who has RPS, what they pick. Because you see some of the stronger shooting teams. Let's just play Slayer.
Okay.
Because if you're better than me at a shooter, you're just going to be like, cool, I'll just outgun you. Like, there's no thought about it. But if you're maybe, some of the worst shooting teams might get a little creative with, like, Capture the Flag or Oddball and be like,
Where
cool.
you need that team base, and it's really like, all right, you guys say you're a team, but let's test that. Let's test that theory. So I know you say they choose. They don't. It's not a RNG thing. You guys don't have like a wheel to determine what game modes and what maps they're choosing.
So they have in the rules there are specific maps and specific game modes with rule sets that are together.
Okay.
When the game comes up this season, one thing we've changed to, and it looks like we're getting in the game here. We're watching Boar jump in as well, and I'm gonna let you handle it. If you see anything really important, definitely always feel free to jump in and dive in, and we're grabbing a next wheel spin. But the team that sets up actually gets first choice. So in the case of Halo, they could pick, do they want to pick game mode or do they want to pick map?
Oh, they're picking Apex next.
Yeah, so Apex will come up next. So when you pop into it, when you're in the league and like say Halo rolled, if your team was setting up the game, you would have the choice. Do you want to pick the mode that you're playing or the map that you're playing? So there's that give and take of kind of like, okay, cool, we set it up, so we get to pick mode. But you'll be playing on the map that maybe the other team wants to play, which for, I think, really experienced Halo players won't matter too much.
Well, one thing I noticed is that they're not, like, this is the live game going on right now.
Yes.
They're not playing based on the competitive rules. So they're using the AR. Right now, in the competitive aspect, they're playing with the Bandit, the semi-automatic rifle. So seeing the AR and the way that, like, right there, that's the Mangler. That wouldn't be there on, like, in a ranked setting. That would actually be the plasma gun.
Okay.
So, like, when it comes to certain rule sets and how you choose to set up the game, it's going to come up and have, like, different spawns for weapons. So it's interesting that they chose I guess this would be, like, the quick play version of it, I guess?
So, yeah, the UEL, just in general, they do, I think, they pick, they're not going to just play the competitive rule set immediately.
Yeah.
What they instead do, they generally have rule sets that encourage both creativity. For players that are good at the game, I feel like there's still a lot of skill expression. You're able to really show off, like, your understanding both of the game, how modes are set up, what all is happening. And there's still, as someone that also likes to look at the rules and kind of find the spaces, there's enough spaces for you to figure out and just jumping off. I think there's the
good ball play. He was getting pushed top tower. That's where he was holding the ball. It's a good spot. It was a good play. Okay,
that's nice. So when you jump off the map, does it reset the ball, I guess?
Yes. When you throw it out, you could either throw it off the map or you can jump off the map with it. It'll reset the ball back to the middle of the map.
Okay. All right, cool. So jumping in really quickly, it looks like both teams are trying to play, obviously, around the ball. It looks like Magnusam and his team are pressing, trying to chase, where the team with the ball is being mobile. Is that usually
so right now it looks like they're moving it top tower. Typically on this map, you want to hold it in two different areas, or two main areas is what at least my teams would hold it here, and then here, which we call A or garage sometimes, depending on who you're playing with. But right here, holding it there is going to be a lot easier for somebody, because when it comes to, let's say your team goes down and you're in that 1v3 or 1v4 situation I was telling you is a bad situation for you in Halo, you can play the ball much easier, as we saw earlier, where the I forgot which player it was that actually jumped off the map and reset it.
That it seems like they have some definitely strategy they're playing here. They're really, this tower is helping them because they did have to hold off a big push there just a second ago. And it looks like this is one of the rookies, I think, still getting used to. Maybe, we talked about the controls situation and everything going on. That ball is still up there in the tower, and it's
And that's why it's such a good spot to hold it, because really, if they sit back behind that tower on the top of that staircase, really the only way that you can get them is with nades.
yeah.
But with, that, what is that, Trolls that has ball?
Yes.
Okay, so with Trolls, the other characters or the other players that don't have the ball, they're holding in positions to where, you're going to want to use those grenades to get them out of the way. I mean, you're wasting it.
You don't want to just sit there and just hold them and like, okay, cool, I have to use them here. I want to make a play. I want to do something versus, because we can see right now, it looks like red team is actually about to just end the game completely. The point difference is, what, 150?
No, it's 170 to almost 180 to 27.
Goodness, this looks like red team has kind of run away with it. And blue team finally manages to go ahead and take the ball back. Let's see if they can kind of rotate, maybe get a better position.
Oh, they just reset the ball. I mean, yeah.
I can see why you would do that, but having 3 of them there, maybe they thought that they had a better position on the main spawn. That might be why they're looking to play in the middle of the map. But I think red team might close us out here in a second.
Yeah. Looks like they're going to rotate back tower here.
That's one of the things about UEL. I think teams.
Okay.
Some teams get frustrated because I think teams will move to the position of, if you don't know how to beat it, I'm not going to help you out. If they don't know, like, okay, cool, this is how we need to push, teams have to kind of figure out exactly where they're going. So it looks like we're setting up for round 2.
Good Mangler pick. Mangler, fun fact about Mangler, when Halo Infinite first came out, they had to GA it. And the reason they did that is because it was so powerful. You could shoot a person one time and either melee to kill them or shoot, drop, and then shoot with your BR, and it would just instantly kill people. It got so powerful that they just ended up GAing it out of ranked and competitive.
I definitely understand. And
Oh,
I think we've seen
there.
Boar, I think originally at the very beginning, he did that really early on where he just tapped somebody and just immediately dropped them.
It's such a strong weapon. They had to GA it out of there completely.
And it's really interesting because I think for the Halo players especially, like, y'all pick up on that and y'all be like, oh, wait, I have access to Mangler? Okay, well, I get to have fun. I get to go in. I think they're checking because some of the game modes, the other strategy, with this being a 4-hour game, is some game modes are 2 rounds, some are 1 round. So maybe you want to play for more games. If you want to do that, play a shorter game mode. Pick something that is going to play for 1 round, whereas you can play a little bit longer. So I think we might get confirmation here from production about exactly what's going on. It was an interesting game, but definitely, one team definitely looked a lot more comfortable than the other did.
And which team was it that ended up winning that round? Was that Reapers or was that Eclipse?
In the case of this game, I think we were watching.
Trolls and
we were watching. I think the Gorillas went ahead and took that. I know we were watching Boar for a good bit of it, and Boar is on the Trolls. So
okay,
it looks like we got a Gorillas. Okay, so it looks like we are moving on to Apex, which will be the last game of the night. Thank y'all for coming out to the scrimmage, and again, I tell everybody, check out the start of the season on January 4th. Stick around, though. So you talked about and asked me about RPS. So in a similar vein, Apex works similarly, where you can do, I believe, the team deathmatch. I know it is a gun game, but that's just because that's how the game mode functions.
Yeah.
And the control point game mode. So you can pick between those. And I'm interested to see what heroes, what legends we get the chance to see. And how people are going to play it. Because we haven't had a chance. Actually, this is a newer rule set. We used to play Arena, 3v3. So I'm interested to see now, how do people choose to play Apex? Because it's a very diverse and different game.
Especially since they started adding a lot of those limited time modes. I've been playing Apex since the day it came out. I remember my getting home from high school, and my friends were like, hey Ash, hop on. We got this new game called Apex. And I was like, oh, okay. And now it's a completely different game.
I think I got on. I was like, okay, cool. What's this? I was like, this wasn't here last time I played, I thought, what?
Yep.
And the characters play differently. Some of the newer characters are also.
Oh,
It's crazy to think that, like, before, like, when the game came out, here's Lifeline. She can heal you. And now it's like, cool, I can build a wall and drag you back and pick you.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
no,
This
for
is a
real.
different game.
And I like that a couple years in the making, it's still getting the support that it needs. I feel like that game deserves it. I've loved playing Apex for years. I never played it competitively, but it was definitely one of those games that I took a little more serious than like casually hopping on. Like, I don't know, Fortnite was one of those games I didn't take for real. It was more like for fun. And even if I play it now, I play like no build.
No, I agree with you for wholeheartedly. Watching builds, I always said, like, the first few seasons, building was okay. It's reasonable. Now, people are like, oh, yeah, you can keep track of him. He just went here, 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 here. I'm like, how did you? I saw just 20 walls appear, and then he was above me like 3 stories. But again, I think that is the other thing about the league, and for anybody tuning in for the first time, the UEL tests, rather than just the one genre or one game even within a genre, it tests your ability across even like a genre of Halo to Apex to Call of Duty to Gears of War. All of those games, at its cores, they're shooters.
Yes.
But the skills that it takes to be, and again, as somebody that played competitive Halo, the skills that it takes to be good at that is not the exact same as Fortnite with builds, for example.
Yes. I mean, within each game, I mean, like we said, even though they are battle royale games, I mean, it's Fortnite. You not only are you worried about like, oh, okay, which part am I building next, whether it's a ramp or it's a wall, but also, you got to worry about where is this person building, where are they going to be, like it's almost kind of a game of prediction. Whereas like in Apex is Fortnite, you have things to help you with movement. Apex is more of a movement game.
Yes.
You have your tap strafes, you have your wall bounces, and I mean, I've seen people like, there's one guy I watch on YouTube. He hot drops, and they have the building is called the Streamer Building in the middle of Kings Canyon, and I mean, you see him go do, and next thing you know, he's 1v1ing into a 1v2, except he turned the 1v2 into a 1v1, back into another 1v1, and it's just like, where is this guy going? You're like, it's just, I don't know.
And I think that's the fun part for me, because you'll see, I'll highlight in this case on the Gorillas, you have players like Cordy and Bosif, who are both Fortnite players, and they translate that to other shooters.
Yes.
Of like, okay, cool, where am I, where are they, where do they want to go, how do I put myself in a position to take a good gunfight? Like, you have to be good at shooting at the end of the day, but using those skills across genres is what builds indie gamers. Because I can tell you there are some shooter players in this league that have gotten really good at fighters, just by virtue of they have the reactions, they have the understanding, even some of that prediction you talked about, and understanding of how to play together in a team situation as well. It really has opportunities for people to show off and learn genres that they may have never touched.
And a lot of game sense comes into play as well. Is like, okay, if I take this fight here, what are the odds somebody's going to be coming in from behind me? Like, where's the storm? Where, there's all these factors that come into play. It's like, should I take this fight, or should we just slide past and we'll catch him on the next ring?
It's really fun, and that's why I'm excited to see Apex. I want to know what people pick because, again, talking with players, everyone has their opinion. Oh yeah, the team deathmatch is the best mode. Of course, I just want to run around and kill you like normal.
Of course.
And somebody's like, no, what do you mean gun game? Of course I want to start with a pistol and move up to a knife.
I always thought those were a lot more like the gun game I always felt was a little bit more balanced for players who weren't as, mechanically skilled in FPS games, because everybody, like, you might start off with the same guns and a lot of like shooters, but when it comes to a gun game, it's like, all right, we're starting off pistols. Okay, everybody struggles using a pistol unless you really practiced it.
Exactly.
And I feel like it gives a lot of newer players a chance. But once you start getting into like more common weapons and like even in Halo, like snipes.
Yeah.
If you don't practice with snipes, but I practice with snipes, I'm more likely to hit my shot versus you unless you have that, you're able to transfer that skill from, let's say you were a competitive sniper in Call of Duty when you were younger.
Yeah.
Then you can transfer it over. But it really, just good luck.
Yeah, it's one of those, and that to me is because you asked again about Reapers and Eclipse. They're the type of teams that are like, all right, cool. If we're gonna play gun game, I'm gonna know the order of the guns. I'm gonna know, cool, which guns are you good at versus. When we get to shotguns, he'll be able to help us out. So we're jumping in. This is Cat. This is one of the top players in the league. Cat usually is good in most games, and they are actually in the gun game mode.
Okay.
Hilariously enough. So it looks like they are starting with the Havoc, actually. And it is Mad Genius and QWERTY versus Cat, Kazi, and Cutters. On the Gorilla side, we'll have one more player as well. So it looks like Cat is playing up and around, trying to just take height and really dictate. One of the small things, I always like to highlight the small things because I think a lot of people don't think about it. He's actually communicating and pinging like, hey, I'm taking a fight here. Even like if you're not saying it, look, a ping in any battle royale is give me an idea of where I should be worried.
Well, that's communication is a big aspect in team play when it comes to shooters. I mean, it's like, okay, we have two people pushing mid right now. All right, well, where's my other team? I'm gonna move. Okay, let's say it's you and me. You're underneath me. All right, I'm gonna push to left side of them. Okay, cool. I can hop on top of that building, look down, and make sure what's going on.
Yeah, and it looks like they're moving. Unfortunately, like his team all seems to be spread out currently. Like it looks like they have the angles to maybe help each other. I think somebody's in the middle there, looking across at where they are.
Yeah.
But it also is on the other team to recognize, hey, what if we just push middle? Like this guy's by himself. Looks like he's retreating now and trying to deal with that. Some smoke to help cover the situation. This is Cutters.
So it looks like he's playing Bangalore right now.
Yep, and
okay, so that's why he was in the middle by himself. He's able to smoke in if he needs, so he can get out. Whereas, like, if he was playing any, another character, like, it would be a little bit more of a gamble for him to play in the middle by himself like that.
That is really good insight because also for Cutters as a player, Cutters is definitely an ego player. He will, if you want the 1v1, Cutters will take the 1v1.
And that Bangalore would be almost like a perfect choice for him because Bangalore's passive. When somebody's aiming at him, he gets a movement speed.
Ah, okay.
Movement speed buff.
That is super helpful. And then Cat as a big team player, good. Usually skill-wise, he's solid. Like I expect him to have solid aim, be able to play. Is playing, I know, Gibraltar. He's on the rampage now. Doing a good job with the left and right. Managed to take out Bosif and is trying to get his shields back up. I wonder if somebody on this team is giving him enough cover just to buy the time to get the shields back up.
Mm-hmm. Well, looks like what is he playing? Okay, so we're back to, you said this is Cutters?
Yes.
Okay, Cutters.
Cutters, yeah.
Cutters back to holding that top mid. This seems like this is a very power position right now.
Yeah, but it seems like he's playing up against Hollywood, Magnus Sam, and Bosif. So, like, whoever he's taking shots at there definitely had his number and managed to go ahead and take him down. Now we're switching over to the other teams. We're on to the Gorillas, and they are looking. Here's Bosif.
Bosif?
Yes.
Oh, catching. Who's that?
That was PC3. Some people play. This is the key that I'll let you know. Some people play on the personal accounts. There are people that are comfortable enough to just play. Cool. I'll hop on my account or on the PC account and just go ahead and play. Mad Genius here is Mad Genius. Yeah, he's okay. So he might be on Magna Sam's account. Bosif taking the shot. Bosif is traditionally a sports and shooting player.
Okay.
So again, he feels comfortable in these longer range engagements. Probably trying to translate against some of that skill he has from those genres over.
Well, he definitely has. He's got the rampage rocking right now. Ooh.
And you can see the look on his face.
You got to hit those shots, brother.
There's no way I lost that. You're at home. hitting your desk and
Oh my
yelling.
gosh, Apex was one of those games. It did that to me. I'll tell you what. Oh, okay, he tried.
Okay, might look to switch. This is the other thing is being able to switch characters in this game mode and possibly like maybe hey this situation isn't working. Maybe I need to we need a Gibby of our own, or maybe we need to play this person.
It
I'm
definitely
interested.
counter picks come into play in this game.
Yes.
I mean, you know, if you have a Bangalore on the enemy team, having either a Bloodhound or a what's the other guy? Used to call him Little Nas. I forgot his name.
Oh, Octane, I think.
No, not Octane. Another scan character.
There's blood. Oh, Seer.
Seer.
Yeah,
Seer.
I know exactly who you're. The moment I talked about what you said, yo, it's definitely Seer.
Having those, I mean, they're gonna counter that that smoke grenade.
Yeah,
heavily.
that was. So we saw we saw Mad Genius.
Ooh,
I
good
would
shots here,
call
good
into
shots here.
question. He has the Wraith, but I think he took too straight of a path and landed himself in the middle of the enemy team. It looks like currently like the spacing that we're seeing out of the trolls is doing good for them to just manage to get kills here and there. Cutters is currently in the lead on the G7 Scout. So if he can continue to get these kills, he could hopefully carry his team to a win because there seems to be a pretty big gap between him and the other.
See, there's an example of where him having Bangalore helps him get out with that ego. That ego child's coming in. He starts getting shot at. He's able to drop the smoke and almost kind of like drop a gear and disappear. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh, he's got the charge rifle pulling out right now. A little sniper.
And he does have ult as well. Bangalore's ult is great to just, even if you just need to deny space for wherever somebody wants to go,
Oh, that was a good shot right there.
onto the wingman. So not too many slots left. I believe he has this plus 3 more ending off on the knife to win the game for his team. Looking to maybe throw his ult there. Yep, he throws it over just to kind of force. I think he didn't want to take that fight, rotating over towards his teammate. As they come around, are they going to take this together?
Oh, there you go.
And I didn't even think it's a subtle thing of being able to give your teammate that kill if you know they're right at the end of the gun game.
You know, I didn't think about that, but that would actually be a pretty good mechanic to use. Oh, he got put in a 1v2. He almost ended up finishing that Bloodhound. There you go.
Managed to kill PP20.
There we go. P2020.
And now he just needs the knife.
Oh, this gun.
Can he find it?
This thing is a I struggled to hit with this weapon in particular because you run into it so rarely. Oh, see,
You
for
can see
me,
him
it's
laughing
like
just the same as you. He's like,
it's like, yo, that should have hit.
and I think, funny enough, the extra speed from when he's being aimed at and trying to play in that smoke to just give himself, okay, cool, I just got to get that one angle. I just got to get that one spot. We're back on Cat. He's still on the 30-30.
Oh, this gun I'm not a fan of.
I actually like it, but that's only because I'm not great with recoil control. And so being able to take the shot. But like anytime I'm in a mid-range fight with someone that does have better recoil control.
Whereas for me, you pull out the R9 and I'm in your face trying to tap strafe around you, break your camera angles, you know.
Okay, yeah. So I would also say here, if I'm looking at the trolls to close out this game, you're looking at the other 2 players that aren't cutters. Cause a ruckus and draw as much attention as possible.
Yeah.
And let him hopefully get this knife unassisted.
Yeah.
So Matt Genius is now on Pathfinder. Okay, looking for some maybe extra movement options.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely Pathfinder's one of the best movement characters in the game right now. I mean, his grappling hook is tactical. You're able to cover such a short distance or retreat from a 1v1 that you're losing really fast.
Yeah, I got spoiled last season. Last season we had Titanfall 2 on the wheel.
Oh.
And it makes me want to play Pathfinder because it's like, okay, now I just want to be able to swing and run on the walls and do all of it again.
I remember Titanfall 2. It's a game that's life was a little short. I feel like it deserved more love.
It's been coming back. It's actually
Has it?
yeah. They put the servers back up. They did a few bug fixes, a few patches, and
Maybe
I would
maybe
recommend
in time for Titanfall 3 question mark?
maybe. All right, here we go. Taking the gunfight. Can Mad Genius take this? It looks like he wants to pop it, but it looks like Cutter's probably finally found that knife kill that he was looking for. We'll find out which team, but I'm pretty sure that was Cutter's manage. Yep, the Bangalore in the front
Okay,
and
yep.
center. I think it's a hard thing, especially if you're not close, because I feel like you get distracted for a second. That's in every gun game.
Yes,
You're
of
doing
course.
great, and that one person on a knife it's the one time you're like, all right, let me check over here, and then they
Yeah, and then
come
it's
around
like
the corner.
if you're not aware, like I said earlier, game sense. If you're not like, okay, I'm gonna take this look real quick, but you can't hold that angle too long. You have to, make sure nobody's coming behind you, coming from the side, and then even above you too. In Apex, verticality is a huge issue, especially on that map as well.
Yes, because I mean, they could be like, okay, cool, he's in front of me. I'm like, okay, cool. Is he directly in front of you, above you, below you? And then that's not including like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna sprint, and by the time you heard me here, but I'm off on the side now, and you gotta.
And I think the only thing that helps out with that is again being able to listen, and that really comes down to, hey, did you bring your equipment? Did you bring your headset? Because I know my headset better than any other headset out there.
So it's not just me. I'm not a fighting game player or a shooter player, but I tell people some headsets, left front does not sound like left front.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, it's like, okay, I'm hearing a guy right here, but he's back here.
Yeah. And StarCraft 2 is the next role. We're not. Yeah. Production has their own opinions on Star. I love the game, but there are a lot of people in the league that aren't the biggest fans of RTSs, I'll say.
I'll be honest, I don't know anything about StarCraft. I know that it was a thing, and that's about it. Is that the Zerg? Is that where the Zerg Rush meme came? Okay, never mind. I do know something about StarCraft.
Yes. The original esport. And the original, why would you forfeit? Well, Cat is one of the best StarCraft players in the league. I give him credit. He's definitely one of the top tier StarCraft players in the league. But yeah, it's one of the original esports. It's a fun game, but RTS as a genre is not the most fun for most people.
Pokemon.
Competitive Pokemon Scarlet versus Violet. I want to see what these teams have brought.
Okay,
to the
so
table.
when it comes to competitive Pokemon, even still, I kind of want to ask this question. When it comes to competitive Pokemon, is it just battles, or is it like, how does that work? Is it like, all right, let's go out and try and catch this mythical, or like?
No, so it is a battle. It's a 2v2, but it is up to you and your team to come up with your team of 6. So, how well do you know Pokemon? Do you know Scarlet and Violet? Do you know? I'm gonna say this. Do you know that DLC just came out for the game last month, and there's a bunch of new characters that are now available? Do you know what that means? Okay, I do want to say thank you for coming out.
Of course.
It was always fun. And to anybody out there watching, we appreciate you on whatever platform you are looking at. You've been watching the UEL, the Ultimate In-Gamers League. We will be back on January 4th for the start. January 4th, Thursday, to start the Season 8. It'll be Bots versus Ravens. These are two incredibly strong teams. They played for 3rd and 4th last season.
Okay.
They are classic teams that have played great players. I expect to see a really interesting game and maybe some fun strategies on display. But if you were ever interested in us, you can look us up on any social media under UEL Esports. Check us out, follow us for all the information surrounding the league. Join the Discord. I've been Strix.
I'm Tim, or Ash.
And we'll catch you on the next one.